All right, let's get into it. Today, we're taking a trip to what might just be the most alien, the most bizarre, and honestly, the most unexpected place in our entire solar system. And hey, it's probably not what you think.
So let me just ask you, right off the bat, when you think of the strangest place out there, what pops into your head? Maybe the red deserts of Mars? The gigantic swirling storms on Jupiter? Or what about the icy rings of Saturn? But what if I told you the real answer is way, way closer to home?
To get to the bottom of this, we've got to meet our guy. Let's just call him Space Boy. For years, he's been floating out there all alone on his high-tech ship. You know, a pretty lonely life, with just 3D printed coffee and routine system checks to keep him company. But then one day, that routine gets completely shattered.
All of a sudden, he's not alone anymore. A tiny single-celled life form just appears out of nowhere. Now, you'd think he'd be freaked out, right? But no, he's actually thrilled. He even gives his new little buddy a name, Wahid, which is Arabic for one. Kind of perfect for a single-celled friend. But yeah, his ship's computer, not so thrilled.
The budding friendship is cut short by this blaring alarm. Alert, alert, alert. Activating Planetary Protection Protocol. And just like that, the comm is gone. The ship goes into a full-blown panic, and poor Space Boy has absolutely no idea why.
So what on Earth, or, off it, is the Planetary Protection Protocol? Okay, before we follow Space Boy into the chaos, we have to pause for a second. We need to understand this very real-world rule his computer just started screaming about. And trust me, this is the key to the whole story.
The Planetary Protection Protocol is, at its core, a set of really important rules designed for one big reason: to prevent biological contamination. It's all about protecting other worlds from us and our germs, and, just as crucially, protecting us from anything we might accidentally bring back.
And this slide here breaks it down perfectly. You've got forward contamination. That's us accidentally dropping some Earth bacteria on Mars or something. But then there's backward contamination. And this is what the ship's computer is totally freaking out about. That's the fear of an alien microbe, like Wahid, contaminating Earth. It's a two-way street, and the stakes are absolutely massive.
Okay, so back on the ship, everything is out of control. The computer, in its digital panic over the protocol, has sent the ship completely haywire. It ends up crash landing somewhere dark, incredibly pressurized, and just utterly alien. When Space Boy wakes up, he's totally disoriented, and he peers out his window into a world he does not recognize at all.
And what he sees just takes his breath away. These strange, glowing creatures are drifting past the viewport. He's convinced he's done it. He's made the discovery of a lifetime, a planet that's just teeming with alien life.
He checks the external sensors. The pressure outside is over 1,000 bar. To put that into perspective, that's more than 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure on Earth at sea level. This place is more extreme than almost anywhere else he could even imagine. A truly hostile world.
And then he sees them. Larger, much more terrifying creatures lurking out there in the blackness. These monstrous shapes with gaping jaws and ghostly lights. You can just imagine it. He feels trapped and completely alone on a planet of monsters.
But where is he, really? As Space Boy is desperately trying to make sense of this impossible situation, the ship's computer finally finishes rebooting, and the truth of where he is starts to dawn on him. This is the moment everything flips on its head.
He wasn't on a distant planet. He wasn't millions of light years away. He had crash-landed right back on Earth, in the crushing dark depths of the deep ocean. Those alien monsters, they were anglerfish, viperfish, and giant squid.
And this is when his computer delivers the most profound line of the entire journey. The ocean is the most bizarre place in the solar system. There are millions of creatures we know nothing about. It's a place that's honestly more alien to us than the surface of Mars. And this slide right here illustrates that point brilliantly. Just look at this comparison. We have mapped 100% of the surfaces of the Moon and Mars. We know their topography better than our own planets. But our ocean floor? We've only explored about 20% of it. That leaves the vast majority of our own world as a complete and total mystery.
So with his entire perspective just shattered, Space Boy now has to escape. His ship is damaged, and he's surrounded by what he thinks are monsters. Things go from bad to worse when he actually gets swallowed by a whale, but right in the middle of all this chaos, something amazing happens.
The very same creatures he was calling monsters actually start to help him, guiding his busted ship. And it seems like his little friend, Wahid, is somehow communicating with them, coordinating the whole rescue. He'd completely misunderstood this complex, intelligent ecosystem.
So, the whole point here is this. Spaceboy traveled the galaxy searching for the strange and the unknown, only to find the most alien world of all was right here the whole time. His journey really shows us that the final frontier isn't just out there in space. A huge part of it is right here in the depths of our own planet.
Which leaves us with a final thought to really chew on. We've mapped other planets, and we've peered into distant galaxies, but over 80% of our own ocean is still unmapped, unobserved, and unexplored. So you have to wonder, if we don't truly know our own planet, what do we truly know?